Welcome into another episode of Smitty Snippets, where I'm joined by my lovely sister, Christina. Say hello to the beautiful people.
I'm back, baby.
Uh, we got an exciting show for you this week. If you wouldn't mind telling your friends and cousins and anybody else who will listen to you about this show that we do every Friday, we'd greatly appreciate that. But we, as usual, we appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us, and we got a pretty good show. We're going to talk about Invincible and Severance, as well as 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue, and
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yep.
Daredevil. How could I have forgotten thee? So we'll give it a second, let everybody kind of pile in here real quick before we talk. So how's your week so far?
My week's good, but we got a lot of entertainment news. So if you want to talk about that, or did you want to talk about your week?
Well, I got a late start watching all these shows because my truck is a POS, which is a piece of shit. If you, yeah, it's pretty bad. So my week has been pretty rough, but other than that, it is what it is. I'm
It'll
just
be
glad to
fine.
be here talking to y'all, hanging out with y'all, doing this, talking about
Absolutely.
movies and shows.
Absolutely. Yep.
Casanova,
So,
what is happening?
hey, Casanova, thanks for joining. And thanks for everybody that always joins us on
Yeah,
our lives on Friday. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to just pop in and see what we're talking about and
yeah.
y'all favorite shows with us. So we really appreciate it. So
I do really appreciate y'all hanging out on a Friday, for real,
yeah.
because I know there's plenty of stuff other you could be doing on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? Except listen to us blather alone. But I appreciate y'all nonetheless. So we got 6 people in here.
All right. Well, they can listen to the entertainment news. So
I like
very
news.
quickly, we
I like
have
news.
all right. Well, we have Robert Downey Jr. helping to write Dr. Doom's backstory. Directors Joe and Anthony Russo are involved on working on the new character. Downey is not only working on the backstory, but also on costume ideas. And on a personal note, since the character already has a costume and backstory, this annoys me.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say he already has a backstory and a costume. So what are we doing? What are we doing?
Next, I think maybe you might be interested in this.
Yeah.
Cujo returns. Netflix has made Netflix has made a deal to turn the Stephen King novel into a new movie. They look to be fast tracking the movie as they're reportedly sending it out to writers now. So look for that if anybody happens to be interested in
For those of
Cujo.
you who don't are unfamiliar with Cujo, it is a horror movie about a dog from I believe it's the 70s. I
Mm,
think
I
it's
think
the
so, yeah.
70s. What kind of dog was it?
I don't get me lying. I don't know.
It's the kind that had the canister around its neck
Yeah.
back in the
Uh-huh.
day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the dog got rabies and just attacked the family. The family was trapped in the car for the entire movie. That was the movie. That's it. And the dog was hiding from him and everything. It was ridiculous. That was Cujo. That was the height of horror back in the
Okay.
day. A loose dog in the neighborhood. Continue on with your news.
All right. We have the ratings for Daredevil Born Again. As per Disney, Daredevil Born Again drew in 7.5 million views in its first 5 days of availability on Disney Plus, making it the biggest streaming debut on the platform this year. To put it in perspective, Star Wars The Acolyte had 11.1 million, and Agatha All Along, I know is your favorite, had 9.3 million last year.
I
Season 2
can't
of
do it.
Loki, I love Loki.
Loki was fire.
Yeah, drew 10.9 million viewers in the first 3 days in 2023. So I think that's good news. Hopefully, it'll continue to gain viewership, and they won't
Yeah.
be like Netflix canceling everything every 2 seconds. So
Real quick before you keep going, I want to give a shout out to some of the new people I see in here.
okay, all
Irish
right.
Exit Champion, welcome, welcome. I hope,
Thanks for joining.
yeah, I hope you enjoy your stay. Appreciate you being here. So,
Mhm.
all right, you may continue.
All right, last thing, Tom Hardy. Love Tom Hardy. I don't know if you ever saw Taboo. It came out, I think, back in 2020, and I think now it's on Netflix. But I did watch it when it first came out, and I was waiting for season 2 to come out. But that's when he moved to Peaky Blinders, so it never came out. But anyway, that was just my little side rant. But Tom Hardy stars in Havoc from director Gareth Evans. The synopsis is after a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares the entire city. It comes out on Netflix April 25th. So just a update if you guys happen to maybe want to be interested in that and are Tom Hardy fans as I am. So, and that is your entertainment news for this week, guys.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
let's see. Casanova is talking about crypto again, and they wondering who would win in a fight, Cujo or Crypto. Cujo would beat that ass because
Wouldn't crypto win?
Cujo, huh?
Doesn't crypto have power?
I don't know, man. Cujo kind of had rabies, and that seemed to give him superpowers. It looked like. Never seen rabies like that before, but he was doing his thing. You know,
Okay.
family had him running in a car.
Okay.
Maybe don't buy a big ass dog like that next time. You know,
I mean,
that's all I'm saying. That was a horror movie, if you can believe that. A dog got sick.
Well, they had the
and chased
car
people into
Christine
their
as a
car.
horror movie. So, I mean, what are we doing?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. All right. So what we got first?
All right. We are going to do 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue is on MGM. We're going to do episodes 1 and 2. It's just so you guys know, maybe you do or don't. It is a limited series of 6 episodes, so we will only be covering, obviously, the 6 episodes. There will not be, from what we know as of right now, there will not be a season 2. So, go ahead.
Go ahead and start. I will interject.
Well, it starts. I'm very curious as to how you enjoyed this, since this one does start very similarly to Yellowjackets, and we know that you did not enjoy Yellowjackets, or
because
I should
it
say,
didn't
do not
follow.
enjoy.
Yellowjackets didn't follow the plane crash, right? It was soccer team crashes in the woods, and then they introduce a wind monster, and then people started eating each other, and it just went off into outer space. I don't know what that show was trying to do, but this show was actually pretty good, right? It's kind of a whodunit. It's an airplane goes down in this dense forest. I think it's the same damn forest the Yellowjackets in. I don't know where this dense forest keep eating all these airplanes, but nobody's coming to look for anybody. So plane crashes in the woods, and they're kind of waiting around the airplane for rescue. But while this is happening, there are things happening at night. People start to perish. Things go missing, and they begin to blame one another. So, I really like this. I really like this show, especially the first episode. I was looking for something to kind of make me interested in the show, and they did, like, right off the bat. There's a doctor.
The mystery of it all, or
there's a doctor, and there's the lead. I forget the guy's name who seems to be in charge, or put himself in charge. And then you have the
Zach.
and then you have the MAGA Republican.
Yeah, Travis.
I don't know
his
why
wife,
they would put
Lisa. Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that in a show like this, but you have that couple.
They exist, right?
Yeah, they have guns. They like guns. I'm not saying they shouldn't be, and I'm just saying, like, they're very, very pronounced. Do you go up to people and be like, I voted for such and such? No, you don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was just an odd choice, I think. But
okay.
um, yeah. So now you're trying to figure out who is doing what. Like the pilot is
Mhm.
kind of he's got some secrets going on,
Mhm.
and he dies mysteriously at night or during the night, and
Mhm.
you kind of get the impression that somebody's walking around in the woods
Mhm.
who is doing things. Maybe a passenger from the airplane.
But I don't think so because before the plane crashed, and you find out more in episode 2, but before the plane crash, they showed him calling his girlfriend or whomever she is to him and leaving a message. And then when it was found later and played for the group as a whole, he it's translated as him saying something like they're in trouble and they're not going to make it. All of them will die. So is it an individual or is it like something that lives in that forest or whatever that they're well aware of that you just don't go and mess with, like,
So
you know.
the girl, she saw a person in the woods,
Yeah, she
that
saw
she was
that.
staring at.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
couple of times.
yeah. So who would be out there? You know, who
A
would just be out there walking around
cartel.
stealing snacks at night, taking salads? Who's going into the refrigerator stealing salads? That's my only thing. Like,
Right.
there's a problem. So there's a refrigerator that's on the airplane, right? Everyone
Right.
is
Mhm.
sleeping outside of the airplane,
Mhm.
and some of the snacks go missing along with some of the
Mhm.
waters. So they decide to tie an electrical wire around the refrigerator door and kind of keep it closed. How about you sleep inside the airplane? You know,
Well, they
how
they
about you do
said they
that?
didn't want to sleep inside the airplane. They gave whatever explanation as to why
Well,
not,
now you ain't
but
got no water, so there's your trade off. Punk ass ain't got no water, so that's the trade off. So someone is stealing their supplies at night,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
they're blaming each other, but you kind of get the hint that there's someone running around in the woods. Now they're deep in the
Right.
woods, so who would be running around in the woods stealing supplies other than a passenger who fell off of the airplane
No,
and
because they
survived?
no, because remember they went through the at one point all the passports, and they counted. They said, okay, it's 10 people that were on the plane, including the hostess that died on impact.
Yeah,
So it's all 10 of them. So who of that group that's still alive so far in episode 2 is the one that isn't
I don't know.
there?
So I mean, you're right. The stewardess, her neck was snapped. She could see her past. Her neck was twisted so bad. It was awful. I was like, ah.
Stupid.
Um,
Or
but I,
past.
I mean, there has to be somebody in the woods, right? There's not
Right.
like, okay. So are they from the airplane?
I don't think so. It sounded like based on what the pilot was saying, he already knew of a threat in the woods or in that forest.
White people? Look, it was a white dude. It was a white dude
What?
she was staring at in the woods. So how did he get
How do
out
you
there?
know? I never saw. I just saw a figure.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, you could be right, but it looked like a white dude with a hoodie
Okay.
in the cut, just doing his thing. Um, I don't know why you would be out there. First of all, because it's deep in the woods. I don't know why you would be out there. Second of all, why would you be stealing? I kind of get the stealing supplies, like if you didn't want to share anything.
Well, yeah, and you kind of need them to survive.
Yeah, I
It's an
mean,
easy meal. It's an easy. It's
right,
an easy. Yeah.
but if you're gonna steal it, why not take it all? Why take some? You got to come back. How many times you gonna How many times you gonna keep coming to this
Well,
camp?
clearly they don't care about coming back because they killed the pilot. You presume they killed the pilot. You also presume that they took Travis's blood pressure medicine. Um,
So
you
I have a
pre
theory about that, but go ahead.
okay. You presume that they're the ones that took the food and water. So clearly that, and they've allowed this woman, I forget her name, give me a second, to Amy, to see him or her multiple times now, because when they walked past the plane and she was on the plane, and then as they were standing in the forest and they were looking dead at her. So I don't think that they have any concern about being seen, at least from a distance.
Yeah, all right. I understand that, right? Um, I did have a few questions. Like, why
Okay.
was the country couple who had the rifle, right? It's like day 2. Why are we eating monkey bat on the second day? You know, why are we doing that already? You still got snacks in the refrigerator.
No, they don't.
They did. They had water in there still, not a lot, but they still had enough.
They used all the water for the pilot.
And then they had water from the little hole where they found the barracuda, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I'm just I'm not gonna be the guy who nitpicks, right? But the barracuda are fish. We could eat that. You know what I'm saying? We got water and fish
You
right
gonna
there.
go and get it?
Huh?
You gonna go in and get it?
Just go fishing. Huh? Why we eat monkey wrists
Did you see
and
what
calf
it did to
muscles?
the shoe?
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's a stupid point, but I'm just saying
Oh, okay.
that there was a little bit left. As far as the gentleman who passed away in his sleep,
Travis.
um,
The pilot or Travis?
no, the larger man,
Travis.
Mr. Drummond from
Tra-
Severance.
Travis.
So Travis,
Stupid.
um, he has 2 medications,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
One of
Nitroglycerin,
them
and
is
I
to speed
can't
up his
remember.
heart rate,
Uh-huh.
and the other one is
To
his
help slow
actual
it down.
medication.
Uh-huh.
Is his actual medication. So the one to speed up his heart rate was taken,
Was it?
right?
Because
And
she said as
yeah,
long as you stay calm, you won't have any problems. So that's to slow it down.
maybe to slow it down. I don't know.
Why, if he got hypertension, would you want something to increase your heart rate?
Why why was that medication stolen specifically? Why not both?
Uh, I don't know. Were they both out, or was it just the one that was out?
I mean, they were both in the same pocket when they were taken, or when
I
the one
thought they
was
were.
taken.
I thought they were sitting on like a on something. I thought he had them out, but nonetheless, go ahead.
So was the was the poison meant for the newlywed woman, or
Yes,
was it meant for him, Travis, Mr.
I
Drummond?
think. I don't even think that it was the medication that was used. I think it was. Remember when they were in the woods or something, and somebody
Yeah,
came
yeah, yeah.
across?
No. It wasn't the medication that killed him. It was the
Yeah, it was
possibly the mushroom that killed
right.
him.
Right. So I think it was meant for Amy, the young lady, because the guy that she's with is a loser. And the first thing that he did when he saw that the pilot was dead was he went and retrieved his phone, trying to get into his bank account. And I'm guessing probably to try and transfer funds from his account, from the pilot's account to his personal account.
Okay, so I saw him jack the phone and I saw him cut off his finger, but I didn't see why he was doing that.
He went
And
into a Citadel bank account, into onto a Citadel bank account.
deep in the woods, we still stealing. You got a black heart, bruh. Uh, that's all you can think about. He lied to his girl and everything. She was like, "Where you going?" He was like, "I got to use the
Yeah,
facilities. I'll be right
yeah.
back."
And that was the first
You
thing
went
he
out
thought
there
of,
you went
though.
out there cutting off digits in the
Yes.
woods, just cutting off fingers so you could
Hmm.
get into somebody's bank account. That's all you can think about. We stuck in the woods, limited
Well,
supplies, and you
you
still thinking about money.
right, but you also presume that he married the young lady that he's with because her father is rich. So, and they're getting on
I
my nerves. Him like, I told you I'd never leave you. I'd keep you safe. And every 2 seconds, like he's up her ass. So,
So there's still not enough for me yet. Not enough meat on this bone. I'm still waiting for them to find like give me something to go off of. Now I know it's only 2 episodes, just out of 6. And I'm really waiting for something to kind of take off, like push me in a certain direction. But the acting is amazing.
hmm
Um, the plot so far has got me intrigued. I'm excited for more. I want to see what is going to happen next. Who's in the woods? What is going on? Like, what is the connection between them and the bodies that they currently have in the morgue? What's going on with that?
Well,
So
they're those bodies.
what do you mean?
So the
Are you talking about
bodies,
like, is this like a fast forwarded? Is this like another Yellow Jacket
yeah, the
situation?
bodies in the morgue are these people. You
Okay. Well,
ain't even paying
this is
attention to
then
the
it's the
show.
same show.
That's why I said that.
Well, now the show's kind of starting to suck for me. I
Stupid.
thought maybe they was gonna get out. Like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand I didn't understand
At
the
the
correlation between the two. I thought maybe this was like another group of people who were tricked by somebody
No,
into believing that these 9 people on the airplane were the 9 people who were in the morgue. I didn't know it was like a fast forwarded version, and there were people who were in the morgue who the same people on
is
the
that
plane.
group? Yes, because if you look, every time someone gets murked, at the bottom of the screen, they cross out one of the little bodies at the bottom of the screen.
That's fine. Well, now I'm not as excited. So
Yes, you
it
are.
is what it is. I'm not. I'm not at
Yes,
all.
you are.
Because I know 9
Terrible.
people ain't gonna make it. So I mean, it's fine. I'm still gonna watch it because there ain't nothing else
Well,
out.
don't you want to see which one, you know, wins? We'll say no.
I mean, I got a pretty good idea as to who wins.
Oh
You
well,
know.
who do you think it is?
Okay, so I think the black gentleman who
Zach.
is, yeah, I think
Mhm.
he'll make it to the end. And how many people out there?
10. So
It's 10
only
people out there. Well,
one.
I guess that's it. It's him or the doctor. Those are my two picks. Either the doctor or him.
So that young lady, I can't remember her name, that is working well with Zach and helped him tie up the refrigerator. You don't think that because she's a little suspicious too.
So I'm asking everybody else, asking everybody in the comment section
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
Who do you think makes it to the end? Out of all 10, who is the killer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do y'all got? I'm
From
feeling
all the
like,
musical chairs in this one, that one chair left, who gets the last musical
who do you
chair?
think it is? Who do you think it is?
Um, I'm leaning towards Zach, but I think that's the most obvious. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I think the doctor is like suspect, man. He's trying to play it off like he trying as hard as he can. Oh, I didn't want to kill him. You know, I don't want him to die because it'd be my fault. He doing a lot of complaining. You know, I feel like maybe he's the one. You know,
Well,
he
the
could be
only
that dude.
thing with him is they didn't explain, like, he hasn't yet explained why he no longer practices medicine. He just said that he used to. Zach never really explained what he does. The young lady that he seems to get along with claims to be a photographer. The other guy says that he's what is it, one of the Mexican wrestlers or something like that. I
Yeah,
forget the proper name for it, so I'm not trying to be
yeah.
offensive, but
I'll look it up so you don't sound dumb.
shut up.
If anybody in the comment section knows before she says something stupid, hurry up.
I'm trying not to be offensive. But anyway, so I don't think it's him, but of the first few ones that I went down the list, it's obviously, I don't think Travis's wife, I think Lisa. Um,
Lucha Libre, I think is what it's called.
okay, okay,
I could be wrong.
okay. Well, I'll leave that up to you.
All right, keep going. What else you got?
Um, I, those are my top people. Is who I think
Yeah,
it is.
I don't know. Again, I'm looking forward to more of a explanation as to
Mhm.
what's going on. I don't like. I'm typically not a fan of when movies say, "Look, this is what you have left over. So this is what we're gonna this is what we got to do, right?
Right,
This is how many people are here now. This is how
right.
many people are going to be left later." I don't like that. I don't like that formula. You know, Yellow Jackets is doing the same thing. I don't give a damn what you did when you was 13. I don't care. I don't care, right? I see you made it as an adult, right? Let's just fast forward and just get you out of here.
But
You know,
in
let's carry on
Yellowjackets,
with the
they are
story.
showing how disturbed they are now as adults as
No,
well.
no, I'm not a fan of prequels or none of that. I'm not a fan. I don't like
Really?
stuff like it takes the
So you
it
didn't like
takes
any of the
the
Star Wars prequels then?
no. Well,
Raiders of the Lost Ark prequels? What's
so
the
like if it's so much before, it's basically like a new story, right?
mhm,
When you talk about um like 100 years or something like that, like way before, then that's fine, right? Because you got
mhm.
people who weren't in that time
In the
period you
same
see.
storyline.
So
Gotcha.
either they died or they just died from old age because it's they haven't reached that time yet. So I'm okay
Mhm,
with that. But
mhm.
to show me somebody who's like, oh, they're alive a year ago, but they're not alive now. So let's see what happened. I know they're gonna die, or I know, or they're alive right now in this show that I'm watching. So I know they're not gonna die, which takes all of the angst and all of the fear about them dying when they get in certain situations out of the moment, right?
But
You,
it's a
you're
matter
not
of
afraid of
who,
them dying.
right? But it's a matter of who dies and who is left over. So that's the whole point of this, is for you to try and figure out who's left over.
It's okay.
See if you're to see uh if you have mastered the skill of mystery to you know whittle it down. So there you
All
go.
right. I mean, I look forward to it. Right now, there's not enough meat on this bone to talk about this show.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
next episode to come out, which comes out on the 16th.
16th. Yep.
So yeah, we'll get that in. Maybe we'll have an extra show where we can talk about what's going on. But
All right.
well, that's it. All right, what else we got?
Mm,
Hang on. First of all,
okay.
before we go into the next show, I want to talk about
Okay.
Reacher. Right? Somebody recommended Reacher, and it's pretty good. Right? It's pretty good. But it's a little weird, man. Huh? It's a little weird. They find any reason for this man to take his goddamn shirt off. That's all I'm saying. And it's just odd to me. You know, it's just odd to
Again,
me.
you stuck on this man's shirt. What?
Well, I had thought the show was on CBS at one point, right? I thought Reacher was on CBS at one point,
Okay.
and my son was in the room, and my wife was like, "You sure he should be watching this?" I was like, "It's fine." Reacher was on. Reacher
Mm-mm.
it was on regular TV, so it should be fine.
No.
It
Nope.
was not fine.
You
It
should have
was not
asked
fine.
me.
I was
It
wrong.
wasn't. No.
I was way wrong. Okay, there was
Yeah.
a man. Right after I said that, they showed a man strung up in a living room. His balls was cut off and shoved in his mouth.
Okay,
Right,
but
and the cop had explained that,
oh
and
my
my son
god.
was like, she looked at me. I was like, "You right. I'm sorry. I'm right. I thought it was on CBS.
Well,
Let me turn this off. I'm sorry.
that's
Look
the
away, son. Daddy was wrong. No, those aren't balls. No, no, they were joking. We're not joking.
you
Not
stupid.
watching
Listen,
that anymore. I'm so
that's
sorry,
the
son."
only bit of that you get. I have then gotten past I think episode 4 this season, but um as far as I know, that's the only bit of that you get throughout all 3 seasons.
What? The
Cuz
that part?
yeah, uh-huh.
No, no. There's more. There's more. There's
What?
more. Because I thought it was just that little bit, and then every time I turn it on, she's like, "Can you turn that off?" I was like, "Look, if I can't watch nothing, okay? Because if it's 9 bodies, there's somebody dying, or if it's this show, it's somebody who got they scrotum in their mouth. I can't watch anything, right? Because it's all not appropriate. None of it is
Yeah,
appropriate
well,
for
I
him to
mean,
watch.
well,
So
yeah.
that's all
Well,
I'm saying.
okay.
That's all I'm saying. It's just like ah. And I just finished telling her it was okay too. I
You should
just finished saying no, this is fine. This is a CBS show. It's all good.
next time text your sister Chris, because half the time your sister has watched it before you. except for this other show we won't talk about later. But
I
half the
was like,
time
I'm
I've
sorry.
watched it before you.
I was like, I'm
So,
sorry. I'm
you know,
sorry. Yeah, he shouldn't be watching this. Let's turn this
no,
off. I'll watch it
right.
by myself later. It's fine.
Yes. Yes.
But it's all good. Um,
Okay. All right.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
We gonna be
So
scarred.
wrong. Yep.
All right. We are moving into the next show for the
What is the
episode.
next show?
We are talking about Severance.
Severance.
Yep.
I don't think anybody in here wants to talk about Severance, do they?
No, they don't want to talk now. That's fine. We can skip it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to talk about Severance. Right? Y'all good with Severance, man? I'm just kidding. Let's talk about Severance
All
because
right.
I have been waiting. Okay, I've been waiting to talk about this show. Like I
Oh,
wanted to talk
really?
about it on Discord last night. By the way, if you have not seen Severance, you need to watch that. Also, you need to join Discord where we talk
Mm-hmm.
about these shows. Is completely free. Completely free. You'll be amongst friends. All we do
Mm-hmm.
is talk about these shows. If you see something that excites you or a specific movie or show that you like, just enter it in the chat. We'll all talk to you and
Mm-hmm.
respond, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll bring it up in the chat, and you kind of got
Mm-hmm.
like get together. So it's kind of like talking amongst friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to pay anything. I'm not making
Yep.
anybody pay for anything because just talking about movies should just be fun,
Mm-hmm.
right? So just come in, join the Discord, and hang out. That's it. And we do this every Friday.
Every
So
Friday. Yep.
don't
And
forget to like,
again,
share,
thank.
subscribe if you enjoy the content. We're
Yep.
trying to grow this channel on our way to
Yep.
2,000 subscribers, and we are definitely going to get there.
We
So
will. And again, just wanted to thank you guys for joining us on the Friday. But yep, Severance. Here we go. We have Mark and ooh, this was a good episode for Bert, I feel like, because he kind of scared me a little bit. But you said you were anxious to talk about this. So what was it that you were in angst about to discuss?
Milchek,
Oh
Milchek
yeah. The scene
surprised
with
me a lot,
okay.
and I think Lisa Wrights has a thing for Milchek. Um, First of all, this entire show is very good. There are a lot of things that you notice about this show. Like you don't see anybody coming and going in this show. There's no one else in this world. You would assume because you don't see cars passing, you don't see people coming and going going to and from work. You don't see
Mhm.
any of that, right? And
Mhm,
there's
mhm.
always snow on the ground. It is
I was
always
thinking that
snowing.
too. I was thinking that too.
Um, I don't get it. I don't I'm still trying to put the pieces together.
Hmm.
But yeah, let's get into it. So in this episode, we have Mark who is he's kind of coming around a little bit. He's showing some
Hmm.
effects of the reintegration process.
Hmm.
Um you have what's her name? What's her name with the great Mrs. Cobell?
Cobell. Hmm. Hmm.
We learned that she is the creator of this entire program and that it was taken from her by the
Hmm.
Egans.
Hmm. Right.
Now
We learned that
we
last week. Hmm.
right,
Hmm.
and now Mrs. Cobell seems to be a friend of Mark. She wants to help him, and Mark is
Hmm.
kind of beside himself. He doesn't want to stand around anymore because he knows his wife is in the Severance building or in
Hmm.
the building where the Egans are, which is what I told everyone when they found out his wife was alive. Why are we still working? Why are we still working? Right? Your wife, your loved one is in that building. What is going on here, man? So we got that. We got that is going on. Milkshake or Milkcheck. I done started calling his ass Milkshake
She's
now because of
stupid.
her. Milkcheck is he's trying to find his way. He seems pretty lost. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's trying to figure out what moves to make next. He wants
Hmm.
to appease the people of Lumen while at the same time um
Hmm.
not give up too much of himself in the process.
Right.
So
And
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, and he took this moment to get rid of Miss Wong too, because remember, after he felt betrayed by her when he had
Yeah.
his review,
Yeah, he
he,
was petty about that.
yeah,
Petty about that. And he made her smash her game. That was
yeah.
hilarious, son. That was again, smash it again. Smash it again for Big Daddy. Let it
But
go.
now my question is the same question that you keep having in that moment, knowing that she was about to leave because she's been reassigned. Why am I going to destroy my game? Why? Because he said you're supposed to mark it with something important to you or whatever, and he said, and I chose your game. Well, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, it's not up to you. I don't know if you've been watching, but this show doesn't allow you to do whatever you want to do. Okay.
Okay.
He is in charge, and he told her what to do uh because he felt, I mean, it was a petty thing to do.
I,
Right?
I
But
agree. I
he
agree.
was clearly telling her what to do because he was upset with
Hmm.
with his performance review and how she treated him, and he was getting back at her.
Right. I agree.
So
But my point is, you keep asking why nobody's giving him pushback. Why didn't she give him pushback in that moment? Like, no, no, I have other things that I can mark my this stupid head with, right?
what you
Why am
mean?
I
What do
going?
you mean?
Because he said when you get this, you're supposed to mark it with something important or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah,
he
yeah. A
chose the
totem,
game. Yeah,
totem.
right,
Yeah.
right. And
I
he
mean, it was
chose the
already
game.
broken. He made her smash it 3
More and
times.
more, yeah.
You remember that game though?
Yes.
I had that.
Yes. I remember playing the backseat of the
I
car with
had that
mom and
game.
dad. With mom and
That
dad.
game
Yep.
was fire. It was better than Nintendo
You
back then,
stupid.
huh?
Move it on. Dumb.
Anyway, so Milchek basically kicks her out. I mean, it's time for her to move on.
Hmm.
At the same time, you have Irvin and
Bert.
Bert. I'm
Bert.
never gonna remember that. I'm never gonna remember that. Irvin and Bert. Irvin is in
Hmm.
love with Bert, and vice versa.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
it is,
Obvious.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Hmm.
clearly powerful enough
Hmm.
for them to have found each other outside of work,
Hmm.
and you can see them actually wanting to be with each other. And
Hmm.
Bert is trying to save Irvin because he knows that they can't be together.
Hmm. But
So he's what?
very quickly, I think these scenes that we're discussing now is the very precise reason why you chose Christopher Walken for these scenes. Because in the car, when they're driving to this train station, you're scared as hell. I was scared for Irvin.
What you thought
You didn't,
Ernest
you didn't,
was going to do something? First of all, Christopher Walken is
is
an
amazing.
amazing actor.
Absolutely. Yep.
He
Mm-hmm.
killed it in this role.
Mm-hmm.
I like him anyway. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's amazing anyway. I mean, all the way back to the King of New York and Saturday Night Live and all his other appearances. I mean, he's just an amazing actor, and he has a way
Mm-hmm.
of doing things that cannot be copied or imitated by anyone. So
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love his performance. The way he looks at you to get his point across
Mm-hmm.
is so, it can be terrifying and
Exactly.
so cool at the same time.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Him talking to Irvin and telling him, listen, you need to go, right? Like basically, I love you, but you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And Irving listening to him, realizing that he has to go, is, it is was sad, I think. Um
Mm-hmm.
Irving having to walk away from his friends to start with was huge, right? To get
Right.
fired, and
Mm-hmm.
he knows that there was something there that he left. He doesn't know what it is, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now having
Mm-hmm.
to leave
Bert.
Bert
Mm-hmm.
and go away for good, knowing that he is in
Right.
love with Bert for the first time. I mean, him explaining that he's never been in love before
Right.
until now, because he was finally ready to not be afraid and let himself feel the way
Those
he wanted to.
emotions.
Right.
Right.
He was afraid of showing everyone that he was gay. That he was homosexual, which was sad. Right.
Right.
You shouldn't have to hide who you really
Right.
are.
Right.
And for him to finally understand that he has feelings
Met his
for,
person.
right. He's
Mm-hmm.
finally ready to just stop hiding and be who he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked Bert,
Right.
and now he has to leave Bert because of
Right.
Lubin.
Right.
So I've that was powerful and
It
sad at the
was.
same time. Um,
But in the car, I feel like I was, like I said, I was scared for Irvin, and I feel like Irvin was even scared for Irvin until they had that conversation in the train station, because Irvin didn't know where it was going.
yeah, because he told him, he said, I
I
drop
never
people
hurt
off
anybody. Right.
and then I never see them again.
Right. Right. Right.
So very cool.
Right.
Between them, I hope we see Irvin again.
I think you
Um,
will. I think you will,
why?
because you still, not only do you have that tether between him and Bert, you still have that tether between him and Dylan.
But why didn't Bert go with him?
Bert still has his second half though.
What do you mean?
Remember, he's in a relationship.
Yeah, he's married, but he
Well,
he
he's
clearly loves he clearly loves Irvin, right?
right, but okay, let's put it, we'll put it in these terms. We'll
Yeah,
say Bert is what, 75, 80, or whatever like that. We'll say that he's of that age, somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah.
His mate is of that age as well. You would say maybe they've been together for what, 20 years?
Mate.
Are you gonna upset the apple cart like something familiar? Like, they're comfortable. He's comfortable with the person that he's in a relationship with. And even though you're in love with somebody else, most people, especially of that age, are not going to leave the comfort of something that they know.
First of all, that whole relationship is
It's a
weird.
mess. Yeah, I
Between the
agree.
three of them is awkward. The fact that he invited him to dinner and was like, "Listen, did y'all smash? It worked?" Eh, I don't understand how you even asked that question. It was very awkward, I think.
Hmm.
But I understand where he was coming from. He said that any should be have the opportunity to feel love, and they don't. So I've never. I mean, it's pretty new to me to hear something like this. There are a
Hmm.
few things that happened in this episode that were rather
Yes.
new to me,
Yes.
and I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that.
But if you
Like,
notice,
how do I feel about that?
it was everybody separating. It was everybody moving on with their own individual paths and stories, and them not doing it as a quartet anymore, right? Because you had that situation with Irving going God knows where. You have Dylan, who has decided that he wants to quit his job because his 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 wife can no longer see him as the any him, because his outie self threatened to quit because of their relationship.
So that was the part that I was talking about. That was
Mhm.
rather odd, right? Because she had to go home and tell him,
I'm cheating on you with you. Yeah.
and I'm like, is she though? Like, could you be upset? Like, I'm gonna put it to y'all in the comment section, man. Could you be upset if your spouse came home, was like, listen, at work, you are a different person, and we had a moment, the other you, and
she She didn't even
I ain't
get
gonna
into
lie.
that. She
I
didn't even get.
ain't gonna even lie.
You
We
stupid.
I was feeling you a little bit. Not this you, not the loser you, but that hard working you, huh? So yeah, I cheated on you with you. I, is that cheating to you?
We've had this conversation multiple
We
times.
did, but
Yeah,
now you said it wasn't cheating.
I did. But now looking at this, I kind of want to.
Now it's different. It's different now. It's
I want
different. Because he's
retract
saying,
my
no,
prior statement.
I told you this was cheating.
Okay,
I
you were
told you.
right.
I told you.
Okay,
You were like,
you were
no,
right.
no, because
Mark
it's the
it,
same
March
body. It's the same
14th
person.
at
You were like, no.
8:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got you.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay.
I told you. I told you. And the same thing happened with Helly. She felt the same way. She felt the same way.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And that's why she
Okay.
was like, listen, that wasn't me. I want to feel it too.
Ugh. Can we not?
What? Can we not what? Be a grown up. Get your mind out the gutter. We can talk about regular stuff. So
Ugh.
I don't know what Dylan is thinking. The real Dylan, the outside Dylan is thinking. But he
Well, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What would you, if you were in a, we'll just say a similar situation, right? As I don't even know how you would be, but let's just say something, I don't know. What would be your thoughts? Like, I mean, and he didn't even talk to her about it. Like, he just got very upset. Would you have gotten that, or would you have like talked to her, like, because she didn't even get into the point that the any was different than him.
Would I
She
have been upset?
enough to not even discuss it with her and just say, well, if you keep going, I'm gonna quit that job.
No.
Okay.
I would feel like a piece of shit
But
because my wife loves
she
me,
never said that word. Okay. Yeah.
just not me. You know what I'm saying? So she still wants to be with me, but I'm a POS. Like
But she
I'm trash.
but
Right?
all she
She
said,
wants
wait, wait,
someone
wait,
who's going
wait, time out,
Yeah.
time out. She
Yeah,
never
I'm
said
listening.
that she loved him. All she said was that they kissed for about a minute.
No,
That's
no, no,
it.
no, 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 no. No. I mean the regular Dylan, the outside Dylan.
Okay, the Audi,
Right? If I'm outside Dylan, and
hmm
and my wife told me, "Listen, I tongue kissed your innie. I hope you're okay with that." Right?
Okay.
If she told me that, I would feel bad, right? Because I'd be like, "Okay, she does love me, just not this version of me. I need to
Right.
be a better person." Right?
hmm
Because she's clearly needing something that I can't give her.
Right.
And she wants it from me because she's kissing me. So I need to be better.
And you
Like,
can
what am
do
I
it.
doing?
Right.
What do I need to change about me to be like
Right.
that Dylan? I
Right.
would sit down and talk to her, be like, look, what is it about him that's better than me?
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
I can reassess what is going on with me.
Okay.
Right?
See, I think
I
that's
wouldn't
the
be mad at
appropriate
her.
grown-up approach. Yeah, I think that's
I
the
wouldn't be
yeah,
mad at her.
okay.
It's still me.
Right.
It's
Right.
still me. Now, would I feel weird if she had relations with the other me? I mean, I would feel some kind of way about that, right? But
You
it's
stupid.
still him. It's still
Right.
me,
Right, right,
right?
right.
And I'm still a loser on the
Oh my
outside.
God. Okay.
He can't even remember to turn on the dishwasher or bake cookies or whatever it was she told him to do that he couldn't do.
Okay,
He's a
but
loser, man.
oh no, to to just to just buttress the Audi Dylan just a little bit. He is working, so he's the innie, so he does have a job. He also has the kids with her, so they're taking care of the kids together. He's taking care of a household. He's taking care of everything else that happens in. Are you?
I'm sorry, I got bored with your answer. I'm
You
just
are
kidding. What
terrible.
do you mean? Like, are you talking about
But
the
what I'm
Audi?
Yeah, I'm talking about the
He ain't
Audi.
doing
So
shit. He
he
ain't doing
is.
shit.
He
He's not
he
doing nothing.
she
He's
left
not
and
doing
he was
nothing.
taking no, she left for work and he was taking care of the kids. Now, mind you, he was just on the sofa eating Cheerios or whatever.
Yeah.
But when she got back home, they were presumably still alive. My point being is the only thing that any Dylan deals with is work, is that those four walls, right? Whereas
No,
Audi Dylan, wait a minute, let me
go ahead.
finish.
My bad. My bad. I'm
Audi
sorry.
Dylan deals with everyday life, right? So I'm just saying to give him a little bit of not a full pass, right? But I mean, let's give him a little bit of grace here.
No. No, there's no
Oh,
grace. Lisa Rice thinks it's cheating. She says it's cheating, but Audi D is a loser. Sorry, not sorry. Gretchen
oh,
should
he's
have
not
kept seeing NED.
a loser.
Listen, Lisa. Listen, Lisa. That's not how love works, huh? You don't just get to walk out because
Well, how do
the
you keep
person you
seeing the
pick, the
any
person
Dylan?
you pick, the person you pick can't add two and two, huh? Just you found out they stupid and lazy later doesn't make it right to cheat. You got to walk away. Now I don't know how you walk away from you to be with you. That's a weird situation, but I'm just saying it's Audi Dylan has to figure his shit out, right?
I
She
agree. I
should tell him.
agree.
She should absolutely tell him, listen, bruh, okay, your any is outgoing and he likes to do stuff. He thinks about me. Now, this could be because of his surroundings, because he ain't got nothing else to do. Like he's
That's
just at
my
work.
point.
He don't
That's my
know nothing
point.
else, right? He
That's
ain't
my
never had
point.
none. He
Oh
never
my god.
had none.
Okay,
That's all
we
I'm
ain't
saying. You
even.
remember? All I'm saying is I remember how I was. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I'm sorry to my
Mm-mm.
to my
You
mother.
know mom is watching. No.
She is. But listen,
Ugh.
okay? I remember how I was before it happened for me. Okay? And I was
Stop.
just like that. I was just like him. Huh? Just begging. Just stupid.
You
Begging
stupid.
begging women. Huh? Will you hang out with me? Just like an idiot,
Oh,
right? That's how he is. Look at him. Look at him. And he was tripping. He made a ring
he
out of
did.
what?
Out
Out
of
of
paper.
paper or
Yeah.
something?
Mm-hmm.
Get
Mm-hmm.
up off your knees, boy. Get up. You don't know
Okay.
what you're doing out here.
Okay.
She
But you
taking.
oh, okay. I think you kind of to some degree made my point. You kind of just agreed with me to some degree. All any Dylan has going is any work, is just that little bit. Audi Dylan's got more on his plate that and I'm not excusing his behavior. I'm just saying at some point, yes, he should have just been like, well, what is it that you see in him that I don't have or whatever. But you can see potentially why he is less attentive or caring or whatever to her than any Dylan. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Um, I got a question before we move on to another part of the show.
Okay.
So I was watching that part where he got down on his knees and
Mm-hmm.
said that he loved her, and she turned
Mm-hmm.
around and she cried.
Mm-hmm.
Tears are rolling out her eyes, and she said,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. I have to
Mm-hmm.
leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, Dylan. Like I was caught up in that moment. And I was like, damn, Dylan is hurt, man. Like, I feel bad for him. And
Mm-hmm.
then, and then,
And then
and then he got on his knees and he just screamed, Gretchen!
yeah,
And I
oh.
freaking cried, son.
Yeah. What?
I
Okay.
could not hold it in. I was like, wait a minute. Did he just scream,
He did. It's actually
Gretchen?
scared me. It actually scared me when he because I wasn't anticipating that.
I was laughing. I woke Shannon up. That
You stop.
I was like, what? Dude, you gotta put some bass in your voice. That was hilarious to me. Gretchen!
Stupid.
I was like, Dylan, come on, killer. Huh?
Oh boy.
Um,
Oh well, but I think the reason why she cried is because maybe it reminded her of what all of her when she agreed to marry Audi. Bruh, you killing me.
Go ahead.
Maybe it reminded her of, I guess, like what all their hopes and dreams were when they first got married, the Audi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so, all right, well, whatever.
I mean,
If you,
well, yeah. I mean, she's in love with him. She's
right.
in love with, yeah, exactly what you just said. He reminds
Hmm.
her of, and she told him that she was like, he reminds her of how he used to be, and she's in
Hmm.
love with him. I mean, it's still the same. It's just a different personality, and
Hmm. Hmm.
she doesn't want to cheat on her husband with him, which I understand.
Hmm.
I don't understand it from his point of view. This should be a wake up call for him to want to be a better person, to be a
Hmm.
better husband and
I agree.
father
I
to
agree.
her. Considering that it's still him that she's in love with,
Hmm.
she just has he just has to figure out how to get off his ass
Yeah.
and do something productive, to not be that lazy ass on the couch. You just
My
get up and go
goodness.
do something with your life. Go find a job, make your
He
make your wife happy.
works
So
for the
no,
last
his any
time.
works. His any works. Not the same.
That's him. So okay, so he goes to work 8 hours a day. You want him to do another job 8 hours a day?
No. Well, I mean, think about what you're saying. You're saying it's him, right? But then when she kissed him, it's not him, right? It's
I
cheating
understand
when
what
she
you're
kissed
saying.
him, but
But
now
if okay, let's put it this way. His physical body is in a different location Monday through Friday for 8 hours. So you want him to work 16 hours a day just so that his Audi looks like that he's working? Can we?
listen, we've gone round and round with this subject. I agree that it's not, to me it's not cheating. He needs to correct himself. So,
Okay.
um all right. So, moving on to the next part of this show.
Mhm.
Um Dylan is upset with Helly because basically because of the conversation that he had with Gretchen. And
Mhm.
he kind of takes it out on Helly, saying that none of this would have happened without you. And he kind of makes her feel bad, and he says maybe I am the asshole because he he was mean to Helly when he left the room, making it feel like
Mhm.
it was her
Mhm.
fault,
Right.
her fault
Mhm.
specifically.
Mhm.
Um, I I kind of I kind of understand where she's coming from. Dylan didn't have to say that. I know he was kind of saying a lot of that out of anger.
Right.
And right. Then you have the whole situation with Milchek and Mr. Drummond. I want you to tell me what you thought about that situation. And also you in the comment section. I want to know what you guys thought about Milchek and Mr. Drummond in the comment section. Even you, Lisa writes. I want you to tell me what you thought about that situation. What you
um
think?
I was angered by that scene only because of how small Drummond tried to make him feel. I was happy about how he came back with his mono syllabalistic word, whatever he said. Um, I don't know. Now I'm very curious, and I liked how he said when he was like, "You need to find out where Mark is, et cetera, et cetera." He was like, "My power, the space that I control ends at that room. I don't control all of outdoors. I don't control everything else that they do when they're not on the premises." So I did like him standing up for himself and making Drummond known that he could go kick rocks. Um, I don't know how you felt about it, but like I said, initially, like it pissed me off, to be honest. But when he stood up for himself, I was like, get it, buddy.
It took me probably 30 minutes to get through that scene.
Really?
30 minutes. Yeah,
Why?
because I wanted to catch every nuance from that scene. Mr. Drummond, the way his eyes looked when he told Milchek to apologize,
And to say it
and he
shorter.
said I apologize, and then he told him shorter,
Mm-hmm.
and he said I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he told him to say it again,
Right.
and he told him to, what did he say? What was the word he used?
Mono. So it's mono and syllable. So monosyllabalistic or something like that.
He said basically that means eat shit. And then
Oh, that one. Yeah. No.
to watch Drummond's eyes be like, what did he just say to me? Like, that tripped me out a little bit. I had to
Right.
keep rewinding that, because to watch that transformation with Milchek and watch how he decided, I'm not taking this from Mr. Drummond anymore,
Well,
because Mr. Drummond blamed him
right.
for Mark
Mark
not
being
being at
absent.
work.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
he told him, no,
Right.
not kill it. This is your fault, because
Right.
you are in charge.
Mm-hmm.
I am in charge of the severance floor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I am not in charge of Mark at
Right.
home.
Right.
So this is on you, not on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned
Mm-hmm.
around and left. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was pretty powerful for Milchek. I thought that it was a great first step in him coming back to being I don't know, to have some semblance of I don't know what you would call it, redemption for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna be honest. This is for you and Lisa Wrights. I don't like Milchek. I like the
Oh,
character
I
of
don't know
Milchek.
how you can't like him at this point, simply
Yeah,
because. Go ahead.
good. No, go ahead. Go ahead. You good?
Well, for me, like you didn't like in the beginning, like what he represented, right?
No,
But he always did it with a smile on his face, at least, right? And he,
no,
if I
no.
may,
I
if
Go ahead.
if
My bad. My bad.
I
I'm sorry.
may,
I'm sorry.
he did it with a smile on his face. And most times there were times where he could be very vicious and do stuff that was disgusting towards another human, as far as like the attitude and how he went about it. But he did smile and he was respectful most times, right? Once this came about, that's when he got angry at Wong. He stopped smiling, like the joy just left him overall. And he was always seemingly scrambling, like he was always trying to catch up with what was going on next, and where he didn't have that issue before. So it stripped him, to me, of his identity. What they were trying to do, they were stripping him of his individualism, which I don't think is fair. And I think, like you said, in this particular moment when he came back and he was being told, well, you used a unnecessarily wrong long word or whatever, and was told to say it shorter, and he did, and then told to say it again, and he started and he was cut off. That's when Milchek was like, you know what, we're not doing this. This is done. I don't think.
So
I like
go ahead.
him. I do like him. And I think as this continues on, I think you'll get to like him too. I still think that he is a good person, just in a bad
So
circumstance.
them telling him to use smaller words is like a classic.
Power
Uh,
move.
Back in the day, they always say never use two words when you can use one, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise, you sound like a blowhard. You sound like you're trying too hard rather
Hmm.
than just trying to get your point across. You're trying to sound like someone who is full of themselves.
Hmm.
I don't think that that's the case with Milchek. I think Milchek
Hmm.
is actually very smart,
Hmm.
and I think that they're trying to convey that with the audience, that he's very smart. The
Hmm.
reason I don't like Milchek is because of what he's doing. Right? You can't convince me to hurt someone when they've done nothing to me. You
Hmm.
couldn't talk me into doing that,
Hmm.
right? But
Hmm.
they've given him this job, and that was basically his job, to treat these people in this manner, and he knew it was wrong. He knew it, and he
Hmm.
did it anyway
Hmm.
because he thought he was working towards a greater good. He thought he was doing something positive, right? But when you
Mm-hmm.
actually see that you're hurting people, i.e., Mark's wife,
Mm-hmm.
right? When he took her, he knew he was doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't give a damn what happens with Milchek at this point. Like I'm glad I was amazed to see that scene with Mr. Drummond.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
fantastic scene, right? I
Mm-hmm.
would like to see Dylan, Irving, or Mark do more of that
Mm-hmm.
with Milchek or someone else. But I'm I'm not gonna like Milchek. Okay, I'm not. He had
You
a
just have
chance.
no space for grace, none.
No, no,
Because I'm
he
looking at it like when we started the show, Cobell was in charge. So maybe he was in his mind able to lay all the blame at Cobell's feet.
you would
And
not
then
forgive Milchek. You would not. If Mr. Milchek took your husband, right? If he took your husband and any of y'all in the comments section, especially you, Lisa, writes, if he took any of y'all better half and was like, listen, you got to come back to this room. I don't know what room they were trying to complete. I forget what it was called. What was it? What was the name of the room they were trying to complete?
I can't remember. Go ahead.
You know what
Just
I'm
go.
saying, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
Milchek knew about Mark's wife. And
Mm-hmm.
he knew Mark was sad because he thought she was dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you find out all of a sudden that I knew the entire time that your husband was alive and I didn't tell you just for the sake of Lumen. Are you going to be pissed at me? Absolutely. I'm going to be pissed at you. As a matter of fact, you better not let me find you.
I have one word for you.
Go ahead.
Silo. Okay. You were able to put aside everything that they did in that show based on what you kept saying, well, he thinks is going to be the good of the people.
I'm sorry. I woke up early.
The good of the people. I can't believe you. The good of the people and being able to progress the society, et cetera, et cetera. So what is the difference? Because theoretically, they have said to him, right? They have said to him, this project that Mark is working on is going to progress, is going to be the greatest achievement of mankind, right? So how is it that you're able to set aside what they're doing in Silo and him just offing people left and right? I mean, he's a serial killer at this point. Milchek hasn't killed a soul that we know of,
Okay.
and you're not able to forgive him. I understand what you're saying, but you can give them grace, but not him grace. I need to
Okay. Would you
I
like
need
to
you
know
to connect
why?
those
Would you like to
dots.
know the difference between those two?
Go ahead.
Okay. So Milchek has a choice. He has a choice because Mark's wife is alive. He could give her back. To no, there's no recourse. There's no bad thing that would happen other than Lubin being upset at him for something. There's nothing bad that can happen. In Silo, everybody could die.
He
It's
could
not
make.
the
He had
same.
he had a choice. He had
That's
choices.
not the
He had.
same. Everyone
It
could
is the
die in
same.
Silo if they don't follow the rules. Okay, he knew information that the
He
rest of the
didn't.
Silo didn't have.
Okay, no,
He
wait,
had to
time
keep.
out, time out, time out. He thought he knew information. They gave him information the same as they're giving Milchek. They gave him information that he thought was accurate data or whatever, just like they're giving Milchek. Greatest
Milchek could quit and go
mankind.
home, right?
Okay.
Milchek could quit and go home.
All
The
right.
the people
Okay.
of Silo, they could not go outside. Okay, they were gonna die or be gassed. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's
Okay.
not the same.
Okay. All right. We're gonna agree to disagree. All
Yeah.
right, but go ahead. Okay, I got you.
Um. Yeah.
All right. Well, what
I
did you?
thought that was fantastic. I thought it was an excellent episode. I don't. I hate cliffhangers. I I thought we were gonna get a little bit further than we did.
I
Um,
agree.
I'm not I'm not upset with the way the
Mhm.
episode ended. I
Would have
don't know.
liked more as far as like
Yeah.
Gemma and what we're doing with her right
Well,
now.
I feel like everyone has left upset. Like
Mhm.
Milchek is upset with
Mhm.
Drummond.
Mhm.
Dylan is upset with Gretchen. Well, now he's just upset over Gretchen, but
Mhm.
he's treated
Well, he's upset
uh
at Gretchen and over Gretchen, both of
he's
them.
treated Helena pretty bad, or
Mhm.
Helly pretty bad
Mhm.
because of the situation with Gretchen.
Mhm.
Mark doesn't know what to do because his
Mhm.
wife is gone and he doesn't want to
Mhm.
work with Mrs. Uh,
Cobell.
what's her name? Mrs.
Cobell.
Cobell. So
Mhm.
everyone is kind of in a bad place right now.
Okay.
Even
Well,
Irvin.
wait.
Irvin, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Irvin.
Irvin wants to be with Bert
Mhm.
and he can't. The
Mhm.
one person that he loves more than anything, he can't be with him. So all the heroes, if you will, are
Mhm.
in a bad place. They don't
Mhm.
know what to do with themselves. So
Mhm.
not good. I feel like this is the calm before the storm, before everyone gets back. I I feel like you could be correct that Milchek and Mrs. Cobell could work together with Mark's team to get
Mhm.
back at the Egans. I
Mhm.
don't know what that's gonna. I don't know where that's gonna put Helly in all of this, considering it's her and her father's project.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll,
Well,
we'll see how this goes.
did you did you get the impression that her dad was trying to poison her or something?
What you mean
Like
when he
what
walked
was
in on her?
well, so at the beginning she was eating an egg and he
That was
made reference
weird. That was weird. She cut that thing into like
is six
16ths.
pieces. Yeah. But so he said to her something about like she should eat it uncooked or I don't know. And she cut it up in tiny, tiny pieces. They never showed her finishing it. But then when she was in the office and he came up behind her and he was like, "You lied to me," or something like that. And she was like, "Well, who are you?" I'm wondering what that whole thing was. What was your impression of that?
Um, I don't know. Either he knows what she's doing, or I don't know. Maybe she's not her her any. Maybe it's not Helly. Maybe it's Helena that's in there.
You think so? No,
She
because she said,
she
"Who are you?" So she doesn't know
but
who her dad is.
yeah, okay. Well, I didn't. You're probably right because I didn't hear that part. I just saw him standing at the door, and to be honest with you, I thought Milchek was going to show up at the door. I didn't think it was going to be him.
Hmm.
I thought Milchek was going to walk in on her. But yeah, I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I know she's trying to memorize the path to
The
that
yeah,
door,
the left, right, left, left,
but I
left,
think
right.
I feel like it's set up pretty good for a final season, which I will
Hmm.
absolutely be looking forward to. It's incredible.
Hmm.
I love this show. I did not
Hmm.
think that this show would be as good as it is. I think Ben
Hmm.
Stiller did a fantastic job
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
with this,
Kudos.
and
Hmm.
yeah, he did a great job, and it's so mysterious and creepy again because there's so many elements that are missing, like other
Right,
people,
right.
like cars and extras, and just it's basically a show that's stripped down to its bare bones. You get the characters and what they're doing, and that is it.
Hmm.
You're
Yeah,
not getting any extra anything. Like you're not going to show them other than that one conversation Helly had or Helena had with Mark um at that restaurant. You're
right.
not going to get
Hmm.
too much of that because they're not
Right.
going to any place like that. It's work home, you know. So I think it's a fantastic show, and I can't wait to see what they do next season.
Okay. All right. Melba said that she thinks that Helly's pregnant. So, what do you think about that?
Um, that would definitely throw a kink in things. I think
Who's the
that
baby? Who's the baby's father? Is it Annie or Audi? Or rather, I should say, is it who's the baby's mother? Is it the Annie or Audi?
it's
Helly.
both. Stupid.
I
It's
know,
both.
but
It's the
if you're
same
talking
person.
about, oh, so now it's the same person, except for
Well,
when
it's
they
the same
cheating.
we. Okay, it's the same we.
But if you
All right, it's the same thing. All right, so
What I'm
the
saying is,
personality is different. The body's
I
still the
understand.
same.
Oh, but when I made that argument, you said no, that don't count. I
What you
made that
mean?
same exact. I made that same exact argument weeks ago. Don't be trying to take my stuff. Same exact argument.
Anyway,
Okay, moving on.
yeah, I mean, I think that's. I don't know if there was anything else that happened in that episode. I think that's just about it. But again,
Yeah.
fantastic episode. I'm
No, well,
calling it
wait.
right now. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the only other thing that you had was when Mark didn't. He felt like he didn't want to lie anymore about like what was going on when he tried to call out sick, and then was just like, you know what? I just didn't feel like coming in today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a very important part of the show. I felt like
Mm-hmm.
Milchek's not dumb, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can say a lot of things about Milchek, but you cannot call him stupid. I think he
Mm-hmm.
knows
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on. You heard the him getting choked up in the voice or in the throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sounded like he was
Trying to
I don't
hold
want to
back
say
a cry or whatever, a tear.
yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
heard that too. So
Mm-hmm.
um I feel like he is very aware as to what is going on. He realized that the cards are starting to fall down,
Mm-hmm.
as it were,
Is
and
this when you apply for another job? You
he
start
should have been
sending
out
out
of
your
there.
resume. You
He
start
should have been
resume.
out of there. He should have been gone. He should have been gone. He should first day he should be like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. I gotta go. I didn't know we was gonna be grabbing women and treating people like this. I ain't signed up for this.
Stupid.
I signed up for an office and some computer work.
Oh
I didn't
God.
want to do this.
All right.
I think there was another. Oh, I'm calling it right now. I think Helly dies.
Really?
I think Helly dies, and to save Mark and his wife, I think
That's
they get back
interesting.
together. Yeah.
I didn't have that. Okay. Well, I
I'm
guess
only
we'll
saying
find
that
out.
because they can't both live,
Why
right?
can't they?
What do you mean? Why can't they? Is he going to keep working at Lumen? Because that's the
What
only way.
what do you I don't logic. I need to follow your logic. What do you mean?
He's not going to work at Lumen anymore, right? He's not going to work
Right?
at Lumen. Either way, no matter what happens, it's his last day. He
Okay.
was
So
at
what does that have to do
96%
with
of
Helly and what does that
because
have to do with
he wants his wife back.
okay?
So how they going to be together?
How does he doesn't have to be with Helly? What are you talking about?
What you mean?
What do you
What do you
mean?
mean? So Helly is not.
If he retrieves his wife,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it'll suck for Helly, but they don't have to be together. Because as I said before, Helly is fully aware that his Audi is married.
Right. I didn't. So Mark is not going back to Lumen, right?
Okay.
He's not going. The only reason he's going back to Lumen is to find his wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lumen Mark is done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's
So
done anyway because he's been reintegrated.
Helly is not happy with her Audi. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So Lumen again, same scenario. Lumen is done.
So
No
why does
matter
she have
what
to
happens today.
die? Explain. I don't understand why she.
Helly.
Oh, you mean
Helly
Helly? Any
dies.
Helly? Got you.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about just the person, like the body dies.
Gotcha. Oh, and I'm calling this too. I think Audi Helena helps Mark.
I don't see that.
Boom. I'm calling it. I think she likes
that.
Mark, and I think she's having a tough time coming to grips with that. I think she likes Mark. She wants to help
any Mark though. She likes any Mark. Not I don't think that she was digging Audi Mark when they got to meeting. But okay, that's neither here nor there.
All right, what else we got?
Daredevil. We're gonna move on to that on Disney Plus. We're talking about episode 3. And I had some issues, a few issues with this particular episode. But you go
All
ahead
right.
and kick us
No,
off.
I want to hear your. I know. No, I want to hear your. I want to hear your issues.
Um, there were a couple. For
Okay.
one, I didn't understand. I didn't understand why when the guy ran off that the two crooked cops were beaten up, why they weren't just like, hey, we're coppers. Why we gotta wait until somebody gets creamed by a train before we're like pulling out our badge and whatnot. So that was one. The
Because
other
they were.
one, because they were
They
crooked.
were.
I said they were crooked cops.
Yeah.
But listen, the person that I was trying to get just ran up the steps and you came over here and minded all my business. Now I'm going to show you I'm a cop, tell you to step off to the side and let me do what I have to do. Why am I going to have this long drawn out fight for no reason and wait until somebody gets killed?
I don't know
Exactly.
because it's a show. Because it was written that way. That's why.
Okay. All right. Okay, you're right. Um I did um I don't know. I don't know. It was just a lot going on um in this particular episode. The guy lied on the stand. Why are we I don't know if he lied because the guy that came to retrieve him gave him, remember, he gave him a bump of whatever drug he was on. Do you think that's why he lied?
No, I think he looked at all the cops and realized that nobody could protect him against those cops.
Uh-huh.
Um, I probably would have whooped his ass right after he lied. I'd have looked at him right there in that chair. I'm right after we leave. It's me and you.
You can't
Right
do
after we
that.
leave. Don't look at them cops. Look at me, player. It's over. It's over, and I
You
want my drugs back.
can't do
He
that.
high right now, Your Honor. Yep. Test him. I, I
You're stupid.
I thought it was a fantastic episode. That
Mm-hmm.
pissed me off when he lied
When he lied.
on the
Okay.
stand because he saved your life,
Right.
and now
Mm-hmm.
he's on trial,
Mm-hmm.
and
For his
we've done
life. Yeah.
everything to get you here,
Right.
and now you're going to sit on the stand and lie. I'm still coming to see you when this is over, no matter how this go.
Really?
Even if he win, I'm coming to your door. I'm coming to see you. I thought this was a very good episode, and there was no superhero stuff in this at all. I think that the story in this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Um, to watch Matt, what's his name? What's his name?
I can't remember. So it's
What's the
Matt.
what's the
Yeah.
judge's? I mean, not the judge. The Matt. Anyway, Daredevil's real self, the blind man.
Mm-hmm.
He. I thought that him being the lawyer in this did a fantastic job. The
Mm-hmm.
whole show was them in court,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was very well
Matt
done.
Murdock as
Matt Murdock, yeah,
Casanova helps us. Uh-huh.
I thought that part was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Kingpin,
Mm-hmm.
who is dealing with his wife, who just wants to be
She wants to take
evil.
over
I
the
guess.
she wants to take over the organization because
Lady,
she
we're legit now. You don't have to do this.
yeah,
Why?
but well, because when he was down and out, she took over and she thrived there and she never had that kind of power or had that kind of responsibility, and she did so well and the business did so well, so she just wants to have her own thing.
Right, but he's legit. Like you don't have to risk prison.
No, I understand. I'm just saying she wants her own thing. She wants something where she, because she did so well at it and the business was booming. I don't know, maybe that's all she feels like she can do, but she just wants something of her own that she can do.
I I guess. It, I again, I thought this was a really good episode. I think, what's his name? White. white cat, white
Tiger.
dragon,
Oh goodness.
whatever his name is. I think he is an idiot. He is a straight idiot.
Well, okay. I wouldn't say all that. Like, I wouldn't have gone out that night to talk about fighting any crime or whatever. I also don't know why he felt the need to put the mask on, because everybody at this point knows who he is since your identity was revealed in court.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't call him an idiot. Like, he could have taken a
He is an
month
idiot.
off or something. Okay. All right.
He's a deadbeat dad, and
Dang.
he's a terrible husband.
You got anything to bolster that, or we just throwing out
Yeah, he
accusations?
goes out every night. He goes out every single night. He leaves his wife at home alone. Okay, he don't help his daughter with homework or nothing. He just outside running them damn streets. He don't care about his family. He don't care.
He
Huh?
cares because he's making the streets safer for his
No,
family.
he get in that suit in the mirror at the house and he just go outside and look for crime. Your daughter is at home struggling with math, and you ain't doing nothing to help. Well, you just out here flipping around, doing just assaulting people. You don't even know if they stole anything. You just out here fighting.
Well,
That's the reason you in this mess to start with. You just
Well-
minding your own damn business. If you'd have minded your own damn business, white tiger with the necklace, you would have been fine. And that's another thing.
Oh my
I would
goodness.
never, ever, ever in life, if I found out that goddamn necklace gave me super strength and power, I'm not taking that shit off. Why would he take that off? Why would he take that off?
Maybe
Why?
it has. I don't know. Does it have to recharge, Casanova? Do you know if it has to recharge? But I don't know. Maybe he can't wear it 24/7. But it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter at this
in the
point.
subway, that fight would have been over. He
Okay, but he had it on when he was killed. He had it on, so it doesn't even matter at this point.
I'm just saying he's a terrible father, and he's a terrible superhero.
God, man,
I'm just calling it like I
you're
see it.
just
got you
vicious.
off. I just got you off for murder. You just was on trial for murder just today. Today. You just got out of prison, sir. You was crying and everything. I didn't even have to take your case. I took it pro bono. I took your case pro bono.
Yes, he did.
I got your ass out of jail.
Oh my God,
your wife is sitting
Where are we yelling?
in the court with your daughter, about to leave your ass until you told her that you bought a house. Okay?
Right.
She was going to leave him.
And the
she
flowers
was going to straight up leave him.
That he left in the house.
Yeah. And what you do the same night you go out fighting crime, you ain't learned your lesson.
We didn't see the conversation that they had where she was like, I love you, and yes, I'll accept that you're this superhero. You can go out and save the masses. We didn't see that part. It was left on the cutting room floor.
All I'm saying is you could have took one night off. You know,
I agree.
Your wife is jubilant. She's jubilant.
I wouldn't have taken it off for that. I would have taken it off for like, all right, you and I, have a lot to discuss. And like you said, yeah, we just had this particular situation go down where I just barely got my freedom back. But they always say that the superheroes, they have a higher calling, a larger duty. You're the superhero, dude. You know the rules.
Don't call him that. Don't call him a superhero. Don't call him a superhero. He got shot. He got shot and died. Folded up like a lawn chair. He is no more. Okay. White tiger, white dragon, blue feather. I don't know what is. I could care less. It don't matter. Huh? He should have been at the house, calling it a day. And now he's done. He's done. He's dead. Huh? He's dead.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. What you see as a really good superhero, I see is a horrible father and husband. But
man, all right.
You could see Matt Murdock or Daredevil. He's kind of seeing himself in White Tiger's eyes. As White Tiger explains to him that he's doing what he's doing because it's the right thing to do. and Matt Murdock is trying to convince him. He's like, in the current state that he's in, he was like, you don't have to do this anymore, right? There's other people can do this, like cops can do this. And he's like, well, I mean, I was there, and I'm,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like if you're in Matt Murdock's situation, you don't have kids, you don't have a wife, you could do whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want. But when you have a family, and you have a wife and kid, and that kid needs you,
Mm-hmm.
and you go out fighting crime, like that's a whole nother game. That's something else. You can't do that to your kid, right? You can't do that to your wife and daughter. Don't get married if you're gonna do this shit. Right? If you want to jump from rooftop to rooftop wearing his weird ass uniform,
But was
you
he
little
married
Methodist,
when he found it, or did what
it
was
don't
he?
matter. You gotta hang it up. You gotta put it on the hanger when you get married. That's it. It's done. Like you got a daughter who needs you. You
I
can't be
don't
outside. You can't be outside
disagree,
fighting criminals.
but maybe he
Huh?
thought he was, you know,
He's he wasn't. He's not super, right? He couldn't. He didn't have all the stuff Superman has. He can't do all that stuff. And he looked like he was pushing 50.
yeah,
Huh? White
but
Tiger looked like
still.
he looked
But
like he was getting up
it's
there.
not his age. It was the um stuff that the amulet gave him, whatever powers that they gave him.
I don't.
But all right, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm making fun of White Tiger because it's easy
because
to
he got
do.
murked on the sidewalk.
First of all, Casanova Frankenstein says Superman is married and he don't stay home. It's Superman, bro. Like they're not the same. They're not the same. You can't compare
Wait,
Superman and
no,
White
no, no,
Tiger.
no, 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 no. Now
What?
you have to
What?
what? Okay, so how is it okay for Superman and not for White Tiger?
Because nobody's beating Superman. Okay, you're not beating Superman. Superman can go out and he know
If I
there's no
have
danger.
if
There's
I
no
have the
danger.
kryptonite, if I have the
No,
kryptonite,
no, there's no danger for Superman. You're not white. You White Tiger and Superman not the same. Okay, you just got out of prison today. Okay, you just got out of prison today. You and Superman ain't the same. So let's not compare. They apples and oranges, Casanova. Okay, they ain't the same. All right, if you could get shot in the head, then I'm not fighting crime.
but
Not tonight.
Superman could if you had kryptonite, right?
Casanova said Superman gets his ass whooped
Twice a week and
twice a
three
week,
times
three
on
times on
Sunday.
Sunday. I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, Wilson
You
Fisk.
apparently just have it out for White Tiger. All right, fine.
Do you think Wilson Fisk set that up? The death of
Yes,
White Tiger.
yes, yes, because of the
So
interview
he
that he
hasn't.
did. Hmm.
So he hasn't relinquished. Um, he hasn't gotten past his old days. He's
Well, the
still
whole
kingpin.
yeah, and he keeps talking about vigilantism, right? So, and that's how he sees White Tiger, Daredevil, and any other, supposed superheroes that are helping. He sees it as vigilantism. I cannot, bro.
What?
Did you just yawn again?
No,
But he
no.
sees it. He sees it as vigilantism, and in his mind, that's unacceptable because it's supposed to be held with the police officers, them doing their jobs and everything, and providing the assistance to the citizens of wherever. So I saw you. All right.
um, yeah, I don't know why Fisk is upset about vigilantism. He's upset about them breaking the law because he wants cops to do what they do. But then you turn around and have White Tiger killed,
Right.
which
Hmm.
makes zero sense. I
Yeah.
thought Fisk was smarter than that, but that's fine.
Okay.
All right, what else? What else you got?
Our last topic that we are going to discuss today is a show that I know you've been chomping at the bit to discuss. um Invincible
I've been waiting
on
for this.
Prime.
I have been waiting for you to talk
This was
about
the
this
season
show.
finale, right?
It was the season
This
finale.
season.
Look
Oh,
at my
okay.
face.
Move
I'm not
over just a
playing.
little bit. Just a little
That's
bit.
fine.
Okay.
Um, I, I am absolutely speechless from this episode.
Okay.
I don't even know what to say. Like, you know, I didn't spell invincible wrong. Insensible. Invincible. And sorry, I'll spell it when you start talking. Listen,
Mm, mm,
I
mm. Well, I don't have anything to talk about, but go ahead.
so
I'm only
for
in
those of you
season
who have
2,
not,
so I'm not caught up.
well, I'm gonna explain. So there's gonna be some spoilers. If you have not seen Invincible season 3, I'm going to break it down. So I think Casanova Frankenstein has watched it. Again, there are some people in Discord who've watched it. Go ahead and subscribe to the Discord. We talk about different shows, shows like Invincible, and we talk about our favorite parts, of the show. We talk in real time as the show is on, and we get ideas and theories about what's going to happen next week and what you thought about the show that you just saw. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely free. I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't charge anything from anybody. I don't need any credit card information or anything. You just get on there and you just start talking. Talk about your favorite show. And while you do that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, as we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and we are going to get there with the help of my lovely sister. So, Invincible, probably
Invincible.
the best episode since the very first episode of season 1.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So this episode saw the Viltrumites had warned Mark in the past, and they told Mark, "Listen, we told your father to prepare Earth for our eventual reign. You're supposed
Mm-hmm.
to get Earth ready for us."
Mm-hmm.
And Mark hadn't done that the way that they were supposed to, so they sent a Viltrumite
His
who are incredibly strong. Viltrumites are just like
his
Invincible's
dad didn't
father.
do it, right?
Correct. And they are
Right.
unbelievably strong and very hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent this one who is kind of crazy. And I can't remember his name. He's got a really cool name. Casanova, help me out. What was his name? Um,
Please. Thank you.
he is played in this episode by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And I cannot tell you how awesome that was to hear Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Conquest.
Conquest. I cannot tell you how awesome it was to hear Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Conquest, who is fighting Invincible. First of all you hear is Negan, right? For those of you who watch Walking Dead, all you hear is Negan the entire time. The
So all you see is
yelling,
a badass.
the slow speech, the
Mm-hmm.
the the intent behind everything he says he's going to do. It's absolutely amazing. As he tells I think they were fighting, and Mark's little brother he's trying to convince Mark that the two of us can take him out. And he tells Mark's little brother, he says, "I'm going to pull you apart, and then I'm going to eat your heart." What do you think about that? And it's so frightening to hear him say that, because he ain't playing. Okay, he's not bullshit in any way, shape, or form. He is gonna try to do it. And the fight took half the episode.
Oh wow.
Half the episode. And the dialogue and the fighting, and you not knowing who's going to make it. And I think Mark's girlfriend,
Amber.
huh?
Is it still
Not Amber.
Amber?
You way
Oh.
behind. No,
I said I'm in
not
season
Amber.
2.
No, it's the pink chick, the woman in pink.
Oh, Eve.
Adam Eve, yes, Adam Eve. So Adam Eve wakes up. She's in a coma because of the first fight she had
Mm-hmm.
when she was trying to help Mark, and she sees Mark is in a losing battle, basically with uh, uh, Conquest,
Mhm.
and she tries to come to his aid. She just wakes up out of this coma. She puts on her suit and she goes to try to fight Conquest. Uh, it is absolutely amazing. She puts on this suit of pink armor or what have you, and she goes after Conquest, and Conquest beats the brakes off of her, knocks all of her armor off, and
Oh,
he
wow.
punches her in the mouth,
Oh,
and her
no.
jaw is like out here. Her
Oh,
mouth is
no.
damn near ripped off. It's out. She can't even talk. And then he sticks his hand through her, and she is man down. She is absolutely beat down.
Oh,
He beat the brakes
no.
off of Mark's little brother, almost pulled him apart, and then he beat up Mark, whooped his ass. There's no way for me to explain this episode other than you need to watch it for yourself. Because
Mhm.
if you enjoyed the first episode of Invincible, you are absolutely going to love this episode. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch this episode again. It was that good.
Oh,
It
wow.
was that good. And I'm telling you, I'm going to watch it simply because Jeffrey Dean Morgan was a badass in this show. You cannot beat that man playing Conquest. I'm sorry. And I just finished watching it this evening. Right before I came on the show, I watched like 5 minutes of it before the show came on, and then I was like, well, let me finish it up because, and then I heard his voice, and I think I put it in the Discord. I was like, is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Mhm.
And then the more it went on, you can hear it. You can hear it and you can see it, and you know it's him. And it's just awesome just to
So
listen to it and hear it.
so let me ask you
So
this.
yeah,
Had you not watched Walking Dead, would you have been as impacted by it with him playing
yeah,
that character? Oh, yeah?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it helps some,
Mhm.
but yeah, because there's nobody who can say those things
Mhm.
like him. Like when he
Mhm.
threatens
The cadence that he says it
someone,
in and everything.
it's not in a serious tone, but you know he ain't playing. You
Right.
know,
Mhm.
like he,
Mhm.
you know, he means everything he says, even though it comes with like a smile and kind
Mhm.
of a quirky like laugh.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, and you're
Mhm.
like, oh, that's cool. He's gonna kill me, but
It's
that's
scary as
still
hell.
cool.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and it is like it is. There's no other way to describe it. It's just the if I could show clips on here without getting a copyright strike, I absolutely would. But the
Mhm.
fighting, the dialogue, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You could not ask for more in a finale. I honestly thought that Mark's father was going to show up in this episode to help him
Okay.
because he beat the
Mhm.
shit out of Mark. The absolute shit
Right.
out of Mark. Um, I thought his father was going to show up to help him.
Mhm.
There was a specific scene where Mark gets thrown into the ground and he's spitting up all this blood,
Mhm.
and the blood starts to vibrate, and he turns around, he looks up in the sky, and Conquest is coming to him full bore
Oh, wow.
and hits him, and they go into the ground, and as he is beating the brakes off of him, he says the only your father died,
Oh, no.
your father was killed, we killed him,
Oh,
he
no. Oh,
died right
because
before
he
I
didn't
left.
get Planet Earth ready for them?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Plus,
no.
he was having kids with aliens, but that's another
Uh,
story. He was just out there smashing everything, having cricket
okay.
babies and grasshopper children and everything. It was just it's weird, but he just can't he couldn't keep it to himself. Like I don't you think I don't know what to tell you about him. Okay, to mate with a human being and then have a regular son, and then you fly to another planet where it's just cricket women, and
Well, I'm only
he
in season 2, but he told Mark at the end of season 1 that he only saw his mother as a pet. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I don't care. I don't care what happens in my life. I don't care how messed up I get. I'm not gonna find a cricket attractive. and he did and had a baby with her, and it shocked me, to be honest. It was
But
it
was
was
it
weird to
because of what?
watch.
But was it because he found the thing attractive, or was it because he was trying to do the same thing that he was trying to do on Earth with Mark?
He no, he fell in love by accident. You know,
With a
he
cricket?
fell in he fell in love with a cricket woman. I guess. I mean, she was
Okay.
she was more of a grasshopper. Like,
Okay.
she had knock knees. They was turned inside out. And she rubbed together and make this little music for him.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, it you kind of get you get the gist of it, right? He keeps
Mm-hmm.
having all these children
Mm-hmm.
by these other women. Now, Viltrumites are only supposed to be having sex with other Viltrumites. They're not supposed to be
Procreating
sharing.
with other
Correct, because
species.
then they're they're turning these other races into like half breeds.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds racist when I
Yeah,
say
that
it, but
sounds terrible. But go ahead. I understand what you're saying.
and they don't want these other races to get their
To have the
power.
same power, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have the exact same power. Like full blood Viltrumites are more powerful than Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at least thus far. We don't know how powerful Mark can be, but it's still excellent. Um,
Okay.
again, I'm still waiting for Mark's father to show up and actually be a dad, do something, help your
But you just
son out,
said that he
man.
was told that he was dead.
He's not dead. He just told him that they went there to go kill him,
Oh.
but they didn't succeed.
Okay.
I think he's actually on his way back, but he's not back yet. So, um, Adam Eve is pretty. She was pretty messed up. She came back to life. They did like some kind of Jean Grey mess on her, where she's like, "Oh, I had these blocks in my mind that they put there to keep me from being at full power." And I'm like, "All right, here we go." They didn't have to do that, man. She was dope already, right? They don't let people die in here, right? They just
Right.
don't let people
Uh-huh.
die.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know how else to put it to you except that this was a fantastic episode. I'm looking forward to next season. You have
Okay.
to watch this. You have to watch this.
I'm
Yeah,
watching
I'm
it.
getting to it. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it, Casanova. So Rex died. Do you know who Rex is?
Rex.
Rex is the asshole that wears the orange reddish suit with the yellow and red goggles. Yeah.
No. The
He
one that
did it
used to date
yes, Adam Eve.
Adam Eve, right.
So you got a
Okay.
lot to catch up on
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he died twice.
Okay.
Both times as a straight up hero. Straight
Oh,
up
he
hero.
finally
He
decided to act like someone that had some
oh,
sense.
he
Okay.
Rex is bomb. If you push Rex to it,
Mm-hmm.
Rex is the man.
Okay.
Rex is the man. Um yeah, but he's gone. Um and I think the robot named himself after Rex. So
So are we talking about the human one or the actual robot?
the boy who gets in the who's in the robot, you haven't gotten that far yet. You need to get a little bit further.
Well,
You
okay.
need to continue watching it.
I'm
Because there's
I'm
so much death in this. There's so much death. There's so many people died in this episode. So many. So many people died.
okay.
So in season 1 where you fought, did you no, you haven't gotten to that part yet. So
You
Mark and
don't
his
ask
father,
me a question and then I'll answer.
well, you haven't seen it yet because what episode are you on?
I'm in season 2 for the last time.
Did you saw where Mark and his father fought?
Yes.
Okay, so that kind of thing happens in this episode
Mm-hmm.
where a Viltrumite grabs him by the head and starts flying towards the beach as fast as he can, right? And you got all these little kids.
Just stupid.
You got all these little kids and all these people just having a great day. Just having a fantastic day. They had no idea what was coming. So they showed a little kid And the Viltrumite flew past everybody as fast as he could,
Mhm.
right? And people's bodies just exploded.
Oh,
And
so
I
he
was
did
like,
the same
what?
thing that he did
In
with the
God's
train.
name. No, well, in the train, he was just pushing people through him. I mean, he was pushing himself through
The
the
train.
people on the train. This,
Right.
he was using like a sonic boom to like blow people's
Oh no.
bodies apart. And then they showed a little kid. He was sitting there with his mom. He's like, yay. And then when he flew, when he flew past him, his arm exploded. He was like, ah, he was just screaming. It's a trip. I cannot,
You
I'm
stupid.
not going to do it justice trying to explain it to you about
Okay.
watching this show. You have to watch it yourself.
Okay.
But Invincible is definitely worth a watch. So go check that out.
You stupid.
And it's unbelievable. Ask Casanova. Casanova saw it, and he was like, a lot of people were trying to talk about it on
Mhm.
Discord, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't look at it
You
yet.
don't
I
want
can't look
to.
at it yet.
Mhm.
But my face like this, my face was like, oh, like a lot was like that every time was just absolutely incredible. So
Okay. All right. Well,
go
I'll be
watch
caught up
Invincible. Love it.
when the next seasons. I'll be caught up when the next season starts. So we can do that. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
So
All right.
what are you watching? What do you got going on?
I am watching. I have to start Wheel of Time. I haven't started that yet, and I have been watching A Thousand Blows on Hulu, which is actually a pretty good show. So, yep.
Thousand Blows. I need to check that out. I
It's
hadn't
written
seen
by
that.
the same people that wrote Peaky Blinders, and they
Okay.
all have the same Cockney accent and everything. So if you couldn't understand Peaky Blinders, you put your subtitles on.
All right.
But it's a good show.
I think there's another movie that just came out. Um,
What's that?
I think it's the dude who dies like a bunch. They keep copying him over and over and over
Oh,
again.
Yeah, yeah,
That looked pretty good. I might check that out.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No new shows
Test.
coming out
He's not.
anytime soon.
Yeah, we've discussed them, and I don't have them in front of me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No new. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Well,
Like, share,
Wheel of
subscribe. You
Time
enjoy
is
the
new
content. We love having you
this
guys here,
season.
especially on a Friday evening.
Yep.
The fact that any of you are here on a Friday night is, we greatly appreciate that. I don't care how few of you there are. We appreciate
Mm-hmm.
every single one of you being here. So
Yep.
you enjoy the content, you like us talking about movies and stuff, come hang out with us. Come hang out with us every Friday. We love having you here, and we love talking
Mm-hmm.
about this stuff. So you want
Yep.
to be on the show? Just let us know. We'll bring you up on stage. You can run your mouth, talk about some of these shows. That includes you,
Mm-hmm.
Casting Over Frankenstein. Huh? You like talking about shows? You can come on the show and run it, man. I'm just
Oh
kidding. You can
boy.
be on the show if you want to, though.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You got any other shows or any other
Uh,
movies that you're looking forward to?
not
Have you heard?
at
Has anybody
the
heard anything about Invasion? Any idea when that's
no.
coming out?
I keep trying to look that up, and there's still no release date identified for Invasion. So we have some time to go. There is that other show that's coming out that's supposed to be attached to the Game of Thrones. I think that comes out in June. I
Okay.
can't remember the name of that, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah. So
Your boy Casanova Frankenstein says you're not ready for me to be on the show. I think I would really like for Casanova Frankenstein to be on the show. What do you think? No, that's your homie. You don't want to be on the show?
I know him, so
Wow.
no,
Wow. Okay.
no.
Wow. Okay. Well, y'all got some stuff to talk about.
I mean, he's nice. I'm not gonna lie, he's nice, but all right. Just remember, be careful what you wish for.
What does he do? Does he does he talk to himself or vomit?
No,
Like what? Why
no,
don't you
no,
want
no,
him
no,
on the
no, no.
show?
I didn't say I didn't want him on the show. I'm just saying, be
Does he
careful.
curse a lot?
No, I just said he's nice. No,
Okay.
he's nice. He's
All
been
right.
nice to you the whole time that y'all have interacted. He
Yeah,
hasn't been,
he's as a matter of fact,
yeah,
he's been better than nice. He's been
yeah.
very helpful. He's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
It's helped us a lot.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to show our appreciation by having them on the show when we
Okay.
talk about
All
shows,
right.
especially if we can mix it up. It would help a lot.
All right. Come on, Casanova. All right.
Yeah. All right. So maybe we can work that out. We'll talk about it in Discord and see what he wants to do.
See, it's that smart ass stuff that he got though. That's what it is.
All right. I guess we can get ready to let everybody go. If you've hung
Okay.
around this long, like, share, subscribe, please. Greatly appreciate it. And we will see you next Friday.
Yep.
And and tune in tomorrow. I will be on the Salty Nerd podcast.
Oh, hey. What
at
y'all gonna
1
be
p.m.
talking about?
Eastern. I am not exactly sure yet.
Okay.
I will let everybody know in the Discord. I will be on there 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.
Okay.
Come support your boy.
Absolutely.
All
It's a
9
great
of you
show.
who are left.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know, just come hang out, man.
Yep.
Come hang out. Let's talk about some stuff.
All right.
All right. I love each and every one of y'all, man. And I thank you again for being here and hanging out with us. And yeah, I will see y'all next week. Y'all
Cheers,
good?
guys.
All right. Love y'all. Holla.
See you.